All right, here's the unit. I designed this for a 1996 Mitsubishi Montero. Real quick, I want to let y'all know that these top pieces, mainly this top piece right here, is not secured. You have to remove that piece to get it inside the vehicle because the door opening isn't wide enough. You have to take that piece and tilt it at an angle to get it in. It's pretty tight fit. Same with that sliding piece. I'll show you real quick. That top piece actually slides out to make the bed platform. Before I show you that, I'm going to show you the drawer function right here. So this is just a basic drawer on wooden slides. This is what we kept our clothes in. It's a 40-inch long drawer. It worked great for our purposes. Every once in a while, it would take a little bit of like, what is it called? Paste wax on it to lubricate the drawers and stuff. It's a little humid outside, so the wood's expanded. It's actually super humid outside. So this is our kitchen drawer, which is a 48-inch long drawer. It's got this cutting board on the top of it that you can slide and drop your vegetables, and then when you get it out of the way, you can get to the stuff right there. That was a super fun function. It doesn't go all the way back. I'm not sure why. This is the way the drawers are designed. It only comes out 42 inches, but this box is 48. So there's a little bit under there that you can't always access as easily. Oh yes, these locking drawer slides, I've had issues. They're supposed to lock out, but I've had issues with them locking out. I'm not entirely sure why, if it's maybe a defective unit or if I don't have everything just perfectly squared. So, but for us, it wasn't that big of a deal. This one locks out pretty good. So this is a 30-inch drawer slide. Right here in this first compartment, we designed for a 7-gallon blue water tank that you would get at like Walmart. It's aqua something. I designed it so that it was always like this in a horizontal position, so the spigot was right here. I could never get it to not leak. So I actually never ended up using this compartment for what I intended it for. Maybe you would have better luck with it. I don't know. So yeah, there's that. I was probably going to redo that whole area to make it a little bit more utilized. Right here is where we kept all of our coffee stuff. And underneath that is some storage. That's where we kept extra propane bottles. So they fit perfectly. It just goes on top. Okay, so for the bed function, this whole top platform slides out. I would actually get into the driver's side with the seats pushed all the way up against as far up as they would go and tilted forward. I would come in from the driver's side or passenger side, just the front seats, grab this, lift it up, slide it out, and it was pretty much good to go. And then there was these legs underneath that are on these locking hinges. Sorry to do this one-handed. Come down, lock out. And those would set right there. Oh, gosh, I need another hand. So those posts would set on the sliding rails of the front seats. So basically when the seat was pushed all the way forward, there was an exposed metal rail that was part of the seat base. And these posts were designed for that 96 Montero perfectly. If you put this in a different vehicle, I guarantee you'd have to redo this in some way. So there's the other one. This comes down. So I did have issues with these hinges, the screws holding them on, stripping out, and them not quite being strong enough just from the forces from getting in and out of bed. I think if I were to do this again, and if I was gonna remake this, I would make like a box. I would box in this support, and basically you would just slide this into that boxed socket area so that there was no mechanical stresses happening. That's what I would redo. This did work for us. It was just a little fragile, which is not ideal for a bed platform. So going back onto the underside of this thing, obviously this is a 1/2-inch piece of plywood, and it's 4 feet, more than 4 feet wide, the span. So there's a lot of flexing that could happen. So what I did to mitigate that, actually you'd have to do this if you did 1/2-inch plywood, is I've fiberglassed the bottom of it. I did this in the wintertime. I'd never fiberglassed before. I didn't know what I was doing. I learned a lot. So it looks terrible, but it still functions well. This is actually wood glue to fill in some holes. Just adds rigidity again, which is the only function of this, is just to add rigidity so that it doesn't flex when you get in and out of bed. And so that you can use thin wood to keep it lightweight. So these locking things come down. And then basically, oh, smush spider. I'll show you real quick. This is always screwed in once it's in the vehicle. This piece comes and just slides, drops down, and then it's supported right here on this part of the box. And then you have those supports underneath. So in this middle area of the Montero, there was a lot of space because I took out the passenger seats. And so we had the fridge over there and then our backpacks underneath over here on this side. And you just had a lot of extra room under here. We kind of designed it to be able to go on like trips for a couple months at a time. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. Let me do some measurements real quick. So I'm just gonna leave this like that for right now. So the width of this top one, which is its widest point, is 52 inches and 1/4. So 52 1/4. You could trim that down if you needed it to fit in your vehicle, if it didn't quite fit or whatever. The length of this is 43 inches. That probably doesn't matter for you too much, whoever this might be. Hang on, I gotta put the phone down. All right, and here we go. The height of this is 14 inches, 14 7/8, something like that. And the length of the entire thing is 48 inches. I think, yeah, 48 exactly. What else? What other dimensions do you need? Height, width. Oh, so you could trim, obviously, this overhang to fit whatever you needed, but you can't trim these boxes. Oh. So that's 37.5, the total width of the box. So 37.5 by 48. It's pretty much the non-negotiable measurements.